everybody. This is Patty with Get Balanced 2020, and today is Mindful Monday. I'm running a little late with this week only because this week on the 27th was my brother's anniversary that he was murdered. So I took some time to honor his spirit and his life on Monday. So I apologize for bringing this out late. But if you're here for the first time, Get Balanced 2020 is about putting your mind, spirit, and body together. And basically what I do is I just do a bunch of videos. On Monday, I do talk about Mindful Monday, your mind and your thought process. Wednesday, we talk about nutrition. Friday, we talk about fitness, exercise. And then Saturday is Spiritual Saturday, which is a fun Saturday. It's not about religion. It's about actually spirit, supernatural, and how it all plays and comes together. I also talk about vibrations and crystals and all kinds of things. So join us on Spiritual Saturday. It's a lot of fun. But today we're here on Monday and we're going to be talking about the continuation of self-discipline and the words that we don't want to be feeding ourselves and some of the reasons behind that and how to switch those to a new positive way to think about. So if you've watched any of the videos from before or have not watched them, go ahead and go to my website at getbalance2020.com, or you can find the archives on YouTube if you go getbalance2020.com, Patty Hall, and then catch up there. So let's get started though. For those who have kept a notebook and everything, get those out. And basically we're going to continuation with self-discipline, and the words that we're going to sort of focus in on today is I can't, or try to, or even the word failure or fail. So these are words that I eliminate out of my vocabulary, and a lot of people say, well, that's not possible. Oh, yes, it is. And the thing is that we want to eliminate those things because those create a negative impact in our brain. And then we get that pattern, and that pattern could have been developed as an early child, somebody instilling that you can't do that, you'll never grow up to amount to anything, you know, you try and it never works, and all the bad things that somebody can actually sort of feed us, and then we start believing it. And then as we grow older, it's really hard to break those bad habits. So when you say I can't, you are basically, a lot of people say I can't before they even try something, before they even taste something, before they even do something. So they've already instilled that sabotage thought before, thank you for the thought of that, before it even gets started. So when you sabotage yourself, you're basically you're not allowing yourself to grow to the best person that you can be. And when you do that mentally, it also affects your spirit, and then it affects the way that you think about exercise and working out and food, and it's just the whole gamut. So what we want to eliminate is the word I can't. And then, you know, there's other things that we say like, well, I try to. Well, that's not a good way. And why just say, well, what if I try? No, try is sort of an empty word, because the thing is that you either do it or don't. What's the old Nike saying? Just do it. Well, they're actually onto something when they say that, because it's putting in a positive mindset to the person listening to that commercial or watching that sport or whatever. Just do it, just do it, just do it. And the thing is that if you put the word, well, I'll try to just do it, then basically you are opening up a space for not failure, but for something not to work out the way it needs to. I almost said failure, but it's really not a failure. It's just sabotaging another way. So what you want to say, instead of saying I try to, I will give it a chance. I will maybe work on it. Or, you know what? I've never had it before, so let me try it. I'm not saying try to. I'm saying I will try it. I will give it a shot. I will make it happen. So when you say food, you know, somebody will say, you know, oh, have you ever had this Japanese food? No, I haven't. Well, would you like to try it? Well, yeah, I will try it. When you say, no, I don't want to try it, you're putting a negative in there. Yes, I want to try it. And so basically what you want to do is start implementing, I will. Now, if you just say, will you try to? Well, trying to leaves open a space for a possibility of it not happening. You don't want to do that. And so then we go on and move. It's another thing. Then we go on to the word failure. Oh, I hate this word so much. Sorry, Lord, but I hate this word so much. Failure and fail, because there's no such thing. There is no such thing as failure or fail. And I don't care what anybody says. If you give it a shot and you attempted to do something or eat something or gives a hobby a shot and it doesn't work out, it doesn't mean that you failed. Oh, and if you got a new job and you got fired or something, oh, you failed. No, that's poop, because you didn't fail. It wasn't supposed to be at that time, or it wasn't in your journey, or that thing needed to end at this time. It's all about growth and your journey and the lessons that you're supposed to have. It has nothing to do with failure, people. There's no such thing as fail. I just don't believe it. And so the other thing too is like, well, you know, you can fail at a test. No, you didn't fail at a test. This is the problem with our society and our government and our school and our education system, is they say if you got an F, you failed. No, you know what? Maybe I need to work at something a little bit more. I didn't fail. I attempted. I did my best. This is what I needed to do. This is my lesson. And now I need to work on this over here and maybe not this over here. So you can write me all you want and I'll keep coming back at you on this one, because that's a no. And where I learned all this is, because I'm running short on time already, you gotta be kidding me. So where I learned all this, okay, when I was studying martial arts, it hit me like a nail on the head. So I had started out in Aikido. And when we were learning, we had to learn how to roll. Now, rolling, you would think like a somersault or anything like that. No, you're rolling, you actually roll all across your shoulders like a somersault. Okay, so you imagine doing a somersault on your shoulders and on your arms. So you're in sort of a rolling position, and you literally roll, you tuck your head and you roll, and you flip over like a somersault. Maybe some people do that by accident, but we actually did it on purpose. But it's just a technique of martial arts, of Aikido anyway. Anyway, I was very new. I was overweight. I thought I was overweight because that's what people were feeding me. Actually, I was like only 130 some pounds, but people were telling me I was fat, so I believed it. So I go into the dojo and I see what the sensei wants us to do. And lo and behold, I panicked. I'm like, I can't do that. Oh, no. So I let the person in front of me go, and then I'd let the person in front of me go. And then it got to the end of the line, and I'd say, oh, you go ahead. And sensei caught that. And he says, no, you need to go. And I said, I can't. You ain't gonna see me do that. I can't. And so immediately he wanted to see me outside the dojo, and he reamed me a new butthole, basically. He said, don't you ever come into my dojo and tell me you can't or cannot do something. There is no such thing as can't. You have to try and you have to do. It's a mindset. And so from that point on, I would attempt to say the word can't, and I would get the look of the devil coming out of his eyes, and I would have to retract. So finally, over time, I had to learn how to roll. I was horrible at the first rolling, horrible. But then, before you know it, I don't know what changed inside of me other than my mind and my thought process, but all of a sudden I was rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. Now, after a few years, well, actually it wasn't a few years, probably it was about a year and a half. All of a sudden, sensei asked if I would start teaching the roll. So I went from I can't to actually teaching the roll. And so the thing is, it's all about the mindset. You cannot say I can't to yourself and expect positive results. You can't say, well, I'm going to try to. You leave room open for the negative. You need to keep a positive all the time. So I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Just do it. If you have to use the Nike theme, use the Nike theme. Just do it. I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. There is no in between. It's like when we talk about the Bible and be believing or not believing. You don't. You either believe or you don't. You believe in the universe or you don't. You believe in the divine or you don't. There's no in between, because neutral is just not a good place to be. So with that said, start thinking about the I can'ts that you say, the I try to, or failure. Eliminate those words. That's your homework for this week. Eliminate them. Replace them with I can, I will, I know I can do it. And I'm not going to use the word I'm going to say, you know what, it's a lesson, it's a life lesson, and this is my journey. It's supposed to be, and I'm learning and growing from each time something doesn't go the way I expect it. And until next Monday, I hope you'll look at those things. Write your notes in the notebook. Love to hear your comments. Go on my website. Get Balanced 2020. Go on YouTube, and there are archives of all that. And go ahead and give me comments and feedback. I'd love to hear it. See you next week. Maybe.